NABN, New Africa Broadcasting Network. Imo State on my mind. Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, the Governor of Imo State, Nigeria, is committed to making Imo State great again. Governor Emeka Ihedioha and his strong team plan to work collaboratively with the people of Imo State at home and in the diaspora to make Imo State to become one of the top 3 most developed economies in Nigeria by the year 2025 and ranked within Africa's top 10 economies by the year 2030. The governor, who flew into Washington, D.C. on a 6-day working visit to rebrand and attract visitors to his state and also commemorate 400 years anniversary of Africans' American legacy, the governor was met on arrival by some government officials and the Nigerian Embassy staff. The governor, Emeka Ihedioha, was warmly welcomed by Congressional Black Caucus and TIS Foundation members to their annual legislative conference reception held in Bowie, Maryland, Washington, D.C. area. The welcoming party includes lawmakers, entrepreneurs, business moguls, investors, presidents, CEOs, and top business executives were there to welcome the governor into their midst. It was a gathering of who is who in the Washington, D.C. area.
Now to the new governor, we were talking a little bit. Congratulations on a great victory. So, elected officials, politicians, they like to talk about each other's campaigns. So I said to the governor, did you have a tough race? And he said it really was a close race. And I asked him how many votes he won by. He said 83,000 votes. I said, I'd like to win 83,000 by a margin of 83,000 votes. That sounds good to me. But seriously, congratulations to you. Congratulations, as I mentioned to you, many years ago, I had the privilege and honor of visiting Nigeria and the capital, Abuja. And I look forward to continuing to work with you now that you've been elected to get to know you better, and I know as part of your delegation.
The governor promptly delved into the purpose of his trip to promote his administration's policies of good governance to rebuild, reposition, and transform Imo State into a modern ecosystem for education and for economic growth, improving employment opportunities, youth empowerment, and poverty reduction.
So we're here to strengthen a partnership. We're here to reconnect with our folks, with our brothers, with our sisters. We will be happy and proud to partner with our great states. We're opening up Imo. We are reforming the administration. We knew where we met the states. A lot of challenges, but then we love those challenges. And with the likes of Oge and the support from Emma and the rest of you, and with a very strong team that we've been able to put together, I am very certain that we can make our state the eventual destination that you all want to see as your second home. We are working with the state legislature. Is democracy in practice. The partnership is getting stronger and stronger, but we need you. We need you in every sense. We need you to help to build up our youths. We need you to help to stabilize our energy sector. We need you to help in our educational infrastructure development. We need you in the health sector. We need you in various facets of life, and we believe that you can add to the making of a new Imo. We are ready, we are prepared. We've introduced transparency, and we want to assure you that whatever you support, whatever your partnership you come up with, you'll be very proud that you have indeed men and women of character, men and women of courage, men and women who believe in the dividends of democracy to the electorate.
His Excellency, Emeka Ihedioha, who was accompanied by Imo State Speaker of the House Assembly, Right Honorable C.G. Collins, and some Imo State top government officials, held a series of meetings with top government officials, professional groups, investors, CEOs, presidents, and top management of both public and private sectors for the betterment of Imo State people. The governor and his team visited the White House and the State Department for high-level meetings.
We went to State Department where we met with some officials to also sell Imo as a prospective state, because we envisage that sometime next year we intend to have a summit that will bring together, regional summit that will bring together quite a lot of persons
from diverse areas and endeavors of life. And so we believe that this is an exploratory visit, and the visit has been quite successful. We also went to the State Department, where we met some critical officials, and went to the White House, interestingly also, and had impressive meetings with some officials, the economic team, and we must single out the TIS Foundation, who facilitated this visit for the doors they've opened for us, which we would obviously not abuse. We appreciate, and they've shown that they are great ambassadors of our state, and great ambassadors of the Nigerian nation, and we believe we'll collaborate with them in forging ahead.
His Excellency, Governor Emeka Ihedioha, took time off to visit the Smithsonian Museum of African American History and Culture to commemorate 400 years of Africans in American. The governor disclosed to Joy Adedeji, our executive producer, during an interview.
Yeah, we visited the African American Museum of Culture and History to relate with that symbolic architectural piece, that historical moment. It takes us back to where we were. It takes us back to yesteryears. It takes us back to where our folks were and the circumstances at the period, and what led to the metamorphosis that today had given birth and rise to the United States. Because obviously, without the influence of the blacks in America today, the United States may not be the greatest nation in the world. And so it's something that connects.
Governor Emeka and his entourage stopped by the Nigerian Embassy in Washington, D.C., where he was warmly welcomed by the Nigerian ambassador to the U.S., His Excellency, Ambassador Sylvanus Nsofor, and all the embassy staff.
I feel very proud of myself. I will blow my own trumpet. This is my governor, possessive adjective, mine. We thank you for making us see this day. It's a very good job. You say, pray for me fast, please, so that woman never corruption you, or never corruption you. So as long as we are here, representing Nigeria and Buhari, we will do all we can to make Imo progressive. That is what I would assure you. And as I said it somewhere, sometime,
Yes.
no. Those who understand Igbo will know what I'm saying. When they pain, he never breaks it. He doesn't want to break it. Yes. So that is what it is. So carry on, Governor.
We want to make sure that you leave with something where every day you have an opportunity to connect and think about the ideas of what goes on with the TIS Foundation, but also your interconnection as being a visionary leader. And we would like to present it to you at this time.
Governor Emeka Ihedioha also held high-level meetings with World Bank top officials.
Because getting together in a democracy, effectively you have to be up and right. And luckily for us, today we've gotten the legislature within 2 months passed 8 bills, which we signed into law. 8 bills, and I know it's for anybody that understands what that means, it's very significant. And so we have a healthy relationship between the legislature and the executive. So we're working together to get government running. So institutional capacity is being built. We had a distorted service when I came in. Local governments were functioning in breach. So today we restored local government autonomy. So the local government administration is now functioning with the oversight coming from the legislature. So the legislature now understands that their role is not just being gatekeepers, but that they are there to oversight the executive on one hand, and then setting the template for operations of the local government. So our governance system is working. When I came in, we had 31 ministries, and I felt that was a bit on the high side. So we reduced it to 18 now.
But we didn't just arrive at 18. We set up a transitional training committee, taking advantage of the abundant human capacity we have in my state. So apart from the young girl that made the best result in school certificates result, we also had a young boy who made the best result in JAMB. And interestingly, none of them studies in Imo State. And so the issue is clear. We have capacity, we have it. We also went to the World Bank, where we met some top executives of the bank to see how this bank can support. Currently, the state government is collaborating with World Bank. We are benefiting from some of their programs like New Map, like RAMP, but we believe we can still do quite a lot. And I'm happy that a lot is going on.
The governor was also at Howard University to seek partnership in the area of education for his people in Imo State.
And you know, Howard University is there's a story about Howard University. The great Nnamdi Azikiwe, the great K1, were all students at Howard, and yes, there's this boast of having many great blacks that went to Howard. So we went there to see how we can collaborate with them.
Governor Emeka Ihedioha was joined by Nigerian Ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Sylvanus Nsofor, and founder and president of TIS, Emmanuel Irono, for a press conference at the National Press Club to unveil his agenda for Imo State.
While African Americans' capacity to build wealth in the United States and ensure the transfer of intergenerational wealth remains stifled, our door to economic opportunity is wide open in Imo State. We welcome our sisters and brothers who are presently leaders, experts, and giants in industry, government, and education to partner with us on a dramatically different economic transformation.
His Excellency, Governor Emeka Ihedioha, met with Congressional Black Caucus Chairperson, Congresswoman Karen Bass, and discussed at length on different issues that might help to improve Imo State. The governor also attended annual Phoenix Awards dinner at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center.
I came to join my folks, brothers and sisters of African descent originally to celebrate 400 years since the first black men came in to Virginia, North America, to settle in here. They are brothers, they are sisters, and today we're marking the event. This period is marking 400 years of their being, and interestingly, they've played very significant role in the making of the modern day United States of America, making it a great country. So we've come to celebrate with them 400 years of a black man in the United States of America.
Who is Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha? What his people in Diaspora and cabinet members are saying about him? His vision, mission, and his administration policies. His 100 days in the office.
Hello everyone, my name is Joy Adedeji. Welcome to NABNTV special event. We're coming to you today from Washington, D.C., where the Governor of Imo State, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, is visiting the D.C. area with some of his government officials. Today I have a very special guest as well, Right Honorable Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly, Mr. Collins Chimezie Chiji, PhD. He's going to tell us the purpose of their visit and what they hope to achieve. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much. His Excellency Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha interacted with the business community and told them his agenda for Imo State, which is Rebuild Imo. The Rebuild Imo agenda we have to do with the restructuring about all that's happening in Imo State, to tell them about our roads, about the industries, about the infrastructures we have in hand and how it's trying to go about it. So they were happy to know how they can assist. And we said we are prepared to partner with them because it's very important. It takes two to tango. At the same time, we visited the Howard University to discuss on the issue of tertiary institutions. And we met them there. They gave us an idea how old the school was, established in 1817. And that's a quite long time that we're able to say things for themselves, and they have promised and assured us they're going to partner with Imo State University to make sure that they bring their intellectuals to assist us in our own area too. We also met with the key holders in U.S. agency and international community and developers who have assured us equally they will visit Nigeria and see things for themselves. And they're happy that someone like Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha is piloting the ship of Imo State as a governor, because he himself has been a parliamentarian of note. He has been a congressman, third-time congressman, fourth time, second time, third time. He was former Speaker of the House and ended up as being Speaker of that great House. So I'm glad that he's a man that is well known, knowledgeable about these laws, great parliamentarian. And he has given the House of Assembly free hand to operate on our own. I would say this is the first time we had it where that a governor has given free hand to the legislative arm of government to function the way it's supposed to be. Most time in the previous past, they have been influenced by the idea of the governor. But this time around, this is the first time we have it so good that we are able to do things in our own way, move motions, move bills. In the less than 3 months, the House of Assembly, under my word, have passed 8 bills, and 6 of them have been signed into law. That will show you that we are not playing. Because I'm glad to tell you that Imo House of Assembly have great men and great women who are knowledgeable. We have 8 lawyers, doctors of all professions. They are there and they are doing great. So I'm glad to be blessed with such a human endeavor. So we are happy that our visit to the United States was a very, very big plus, very, very good gain to us. And then when I get to my communicate to our people that we are getting the right place to be. We made the right choice, and less than no time, the entire Imo community will know that Governor Emeka Ihedioha have really done well by going to the United States, because they are really coming to partner with us. So by 2020 next year, great things are going to happen in Imo State.
My name is Honorable Henry Nwauba. I am a member of the House of Representatives in Nigeria. I just got re-elected for a second term.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So I am part of the governor's delegation on this trip, essentially in recognition of the Black Congressional Caucus Foundation. This is their week. We thought it was a good opportunity to come and engage with our diaspora on an economic diplomacy. Essentially, we know that a lot of people come here asking for some kind of assistance, grants, and all of that. But we are here basically to say, look, we are open for business as a state. We want to go into the right partnerships. Our governor is a man whose word is his bond. We respect agreements. We're running a very transparent system in Imo State. We haven't had this kind of governance for the past 8 years at least. And we're basically saying that we will open up the opportunities available in Imo State so that we can create value for everyone. Governance is about ideas. Ideas rule the world. Right. So what we're basically doing this time is bringing Imo State as a favorite or a favored destination for investment. This is a business diplomatic drive. We are not looking for handouts. We're saying the fortune is at the bottom of the pyramid, and at 5 million people plus, Imo State represents, and being in the Niger Delta, an oil-producing state with vast amounts of gas deposits that are trapped, and these are natural resources that we have, and a very skilled workforce, a lot of universities churning out in excess of 2 million graduates in Nigeria, Imo State contributing to at least 40% of that. We're looking to say this state is open for business, and we're basically looking to engage with our diaspora communities and business partners and see what can come out from Imo State.
We have another very special guest. He is Honorable Dr. Jeff Ojinika. He's going to tell us some of the places that they've gone to visit, the purpose of this visit, and what they hope to achieve. How are you, sir?
Good.
What is the purpose of your visit?
Well, the primary purpose of our visit is just anything to help us grow the economy of Imo State. It was primarily an economic trip. One of the most important things that we enjoyed in this trip is the MOU that we have tried to establish with the Howard University. It will expose all our youths. From that visit, we're hoping that in not before long, students will be coming from Howard University to do internship in our own local universities, and people will also, there will be an exchange program whereby people will also come from Imo State to Howard University to be able to, fully explore their fully potentials.
Wow. What is your message to Imolites or the people of Imo State who live in the diaspora? How can they come home and become a part of this change that
Yes, we have a government. We have a government that they can trust. We have a government who's the governor. He says his word is his bond, and he lives to it. We have a government that we can entrust our destiny, we can entrust our future into. So we encourage them to come down to invest, because by so doing, they will also encourage others to come down. Others will not come in except they see our people coming down.
Right.
So we're all equal stakeholders in our open project, and we don't have another place to call our home other than Imo State. And nobody will develop it except we develop it.
That's right. We have to be the change that we want others to see. Yeah. Thank you so much. I have another government official here. He is Right Honorable Jones Onyeriri. He's going to tell us the purpose of their visit, what they have gained so far, and what we hope to see in the future from this visit.
It's an economic mission to start with. A great opportunity to also have high-level meetings with some multilateral organizations, and which I believe have been very fruitful thus far.
What message will you take back to your people about this visit? About the people of, take back to people of Imo State about your visit? And we see that this visit so far has been fruitful.
Yes, a lot. Like I said, a lot of outcomes are very positive ones. The honest truth is that Imo, at such a time as this, it's quite privileged to have, in the person of Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha as the governor. He's taking a huge advantage of his antecedents, having been a former deputy speaker and presently a governor. And everything borders on trust. The international community, I believe, have a lot of trust in him, and that is working out for Imo State. So they believe that partnering with him will be beneficial to the people of Imo State, and that's a very big one.
What message will you take back to your people about this visit? About the people of, take back to people of Imo State about your visit? And we see that this visit so far has been fruitful.
Yes, a lot. Like I said, a lot of outcomes are very positive ones. The honest truth is that Imo, at such a time as this, it's quite privileged to have, in the person of Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha as the governor. He's taking a huge advantage of his antecedents, having been a former deputy speaker and presently a governor. And everything borders on trust. The international community, I believe, have a lot of trust in him, and that is working out for Imo State. So they believe that partnering with him will be beneficial to the people of Imo State, and that's a very big one.
I have another one of his government officials here with us today. What's your name, sir?
I'm Professor Chudi Uwazurike, Special Advisor to the Governor on Diaspora Matters.
We in the diaspora are actually very impressed with this governor. A lot of people believe change has finally come to Imo State. And we're happy that he's appointed a lot of diasporans into his cabinet. We are happy about that. What message do you have for Nigerians in the diaspora about this governor and how they can also come home and become a part of this change that is about to begin in Imo State, if it has not already started?
Yes, well, this is the beginning of the hope we've been looking for. Many of us spent over 20, 30 years in this country, building ourselves, hoping for a day when some of our talent could be put to use for our people. Life is a stage. You stay there, you do what you have to do, you move on. So the message is that there is hope. There is hope, and takeaway is the fact that our governor, as a man of integrity and as a vibrant individual with the intellectual pulse to really grasp the possibilities. It is simply displayed statesmanship, displayed erudition, displayed capability, impressed everybody he met with the questions he asked, with his summaries of the situation, with his vision of where he's going with the state he has inherited, and the fact that clearly a lot can happen with our own state at the center of things in alliance with other states, of course, as it were. So the governor came out clearly as a young statesman with a future that is to be watched and encouraged, and that's how the Americans responded. So we're very happy.
We want to elaborate on some of the stuff that you've already started, some projects that you've already initiated. Your first 100 days in office, can you tell our viewers some of the projects that you have already started working on?
I think we've scoring us. I think modestly speaking, we've done well. We've advanced our state. Today, Imo has been appreciated gradually in the Committee of States in Nigeria as yet again a civilized state. We're restoring transparency and accountability in the ways of we're introducing open governance yet again. We've restored and we began to implement due process in award of projects and conduct of government business, which of course was a thing of the past. I'm sure you won't believe it that the Minister of Works in Imo State was never involved and engaged in procurement of procurement of road projects for 8 years as a state. And so that obviously explains for the quality of projects we have. Today we've restored what the order should be. And so we get them involved and get consultants and ensure we get best hands to ensure that procurement is done with, taking cognizance of international best practices. So just before I came here, we awarded contracts for 15 road projects. Significant road projects linking up cities and, of course, concentrating in Owerri capital. Unfortunately, we'll have infrastructure challenge. Before I came in, pipe-borne water was history in Imo. There was no there was no pipe-borne water running anywhere in Owerri. To the glory of God, today, water is running in some parts of Owerri. We restored that. The State Secretariat had no electricity connected for 7 years. Just as I got here, electricity has been connected to Imo State Secretariat. We getting our environment neater. Imo, some years back, Owerri was rated one of the neatest cities in the state. By the time we came in, Owerri was a dumping ground. It was very filthy. Today, we are restoring that glory. We were just recognized by the Association of Town Planners as indeed one of the neatest cities, and this is an accomplishment we achieved just within the short 100 days. When I came in, it will shock you that there was no single fire truck working in Imo State. I got 5 of them back on track. Today we have fire trucks. I mean, working in our state, and so because it's shocking, it's basic. You can't imagine that the state with the level of high GDP that we have, with 5.3 million population, or with high level of very, very exposed people, great potentials, and we don't have a fire truck. So how do you advance that? So agriculturally, we are working on programs where intervening in different areas. We're looking at rice, we're looking at maize, we're looking at palms, crops that do well in our state, and so we assembled a great agri team. Just before I also came, we were working with the IITA for rice seed multiplication, and that we're doing in other cash crops and palms that would advance the cause of our state. We Imo State are signed on to the National Health Insurance Scheme, which we should have done many years ago, but as soon as we came in, we understand the implications that we're committing at 1% of the consolidated revenue that comes to the state, but it's okay, it's important, health is wealth. And so we've signed on to it, which is very significant. Pension reforms was abused. I mean, we had to engage in pension reforms. When we came in, we could not tell how many pensioners we had in the state because of abuse. We had figures of 1.2 billion, 1.3 billion, 1.1 billion, and so I said, no, we need to sanitize the sector. So we engaged a team. Our team had successfully now conducted due diligence and done verification. So every pensioner today in Imo State has been verified. The process was completed. It's been completed. It's been completed on Monday, and so obviously by the end of September, we can tell for certain how many pensioners we have in Imo State and who they are. Yes, that we've done. We're sanitizing local government administration, which was badly abused in the past. Today, autonomy has been restored to local government area. We have forged the relationship between the executive and the legislature. I can say, and to the credit of the legislature in Imo State, 8 bills have been passed, signed within 2 months, passed and signed into law. And these are regime-defining bills, and so we are making a lot of transformation. The judiciary is enjoying its independence because we are not interfering with what they do. So there is a sigh of relief in our states. We are a government that is conscious of due process. We're a government that is conscious of expectations of the people. Our IGR, when I came in, was 241 or 251 million. We moved in July, got it to 432. By end of August, we had gone to 635, and by the grace of God, we'll advance. So we involved, we got into a process of procurement to get the best hands that can handle the central billing system. We introduced the Treasury Single TSA administration in the state to consolidate the revenue of the state, and so that you can have you have transparency and accountability in the ways of doing things. So I dare say that we've transformed our state and we can't stop, we keep doing it. Distractions are there, yes. Ore was designed and should have been designed to be a very beautiful city. Unfortunately, the last administration came in and distorted the master plan and abused the intendment. Now flooding resurfaced, became endemic in our city. And so whenever it rained in Owerri, it's catastrophic. So we had to engage experts within the confines of our state, from the universities, from public and private sector, to who had ideas of what to do in terms in the environment. So we got town planners, we got design engineers, we got civil engineers, we got mechanical engineers, we got electrical engineers, we assembled architects, landscape engineers to say, look, let's identify the problems. And they put together, after a series of stakeholders meetings with us, we got them to send them out to the field. And they came with solutions today that we began to apply. We believe in a participatory government, and we are making significant successes in that area. So where it's getting neater, where it's becoming habitable yet again, and we'll get there.
In the diaspora, the only issue we have is we don't get to hear about all the positive things that people are doing in Nigeria, especially a governor like you who's change-oriented. Is there any way that a TV station like NABNTV can collaborate with your government to be able to produce this information and direct it to the diasporans? Because people need to hear all these good things that you're saying.
I think we'll work on that. We'll explore that. We're open to great ideas and opportunities.
Governor Emeka Ihedioha rounded up his 6 days working visit to the United States in a sound and successful note.
Yes, I'm happy to say that it does appear to us that this is a very fruitful visit. And so we believe that this is an exploratory visit, and the visit has been quite successful.
On behalf of our executive producer, Moses Adedeji, and entire production crew, my name is Brian Kamei. Thank you for watching.
NABNTV, inspiring a new generation.